Okay, who's ready for a smart deal? It's not something I ever thought would happen in the history of mine finds, is a smart deal on an already highly desired and sought after vintage antique turquoise. It's called Hubei. We're gonna tell you the entire story from beginning to end, but I want you to go ahead and take a good look because it might be the only time and the last time you see a smart deal on Hubei. In fact, here it is. We've got the earrings for you at $74.98. Let me grab those for you. You can see how pretty these are. Now, a lot of times we have Hubei turquoise earrings, but they're in a stud design. I love these because they have that beautiful, sweet sort of teardrop shape, all set in solid sterling silver. Those are available. But just to share the value with you, the earrings are less than $75, but you can actually get an entire necklace of Hubei at a huge, incredible value, $40 off our regular price. And look at the size of the beads. They graduate in size all the way from like a 4x3 all the way down to like a 7x18 millimeter. These are extraordinary. Each and every single stone will have its wonderful, unique fingerprint, instantly recognizable, but I wanna go to the man himself, Jay King, to tell us why everyone's talking about Hubei turquoise and why we can never keep any of the Hubei in stock here at HSN. They're very, very special pieces.
This is all, it's very highly collectible. This was mined in the late 70s, early 80s. It's one of the most recognizable turquoises. It's one of the more highly collectible. It's right up there with Sleeping Beauty turquoise as far as if you're a turquoise collector. Here's the thing with Hubei. Literally any of this material was mined in the late 70s, early 80s. And then it just went off the market, after it was sold out. You just didn't find it. There was a period of about 10 years where there was no Hubei on the market whatsoever. I've been showing Hubei turquoise for the last few years, and I think that it's given people the impression, oh, well, Hubei turquoise, I can get Hubei turquoise. No, you can't. Okay, and this is the end of the run. Okay, these right here. I just want everybody to understand this. These specimens that you're seeing here, these come out of my private collection, and I had these in my specimen case. And this, if you look at the material that the necklace, do you see? It is this material right here. But these specimens I collected in the 70s. In the 70s is when I collected these specimens here. This material, same thing. It was mined in the 70s. This came from a friend of mine and one of my partners, one of my mentors, who's now retired, Simon, and his family actually owned the Hubei mine. They were the first family to actually mine turquoise, bring turquoise to the American market. But it was Americans. It was Americans from Arizona, Americans from Nevada and New Mexico who went over and developed this market, not only showed them how to mine it, but they actually showed them how to market it. They showed them how to qual it. They showed them how to grade it. It has such an amazing, amazing history and story. Now, that being said, 3 years ago, we got Simon's uncle, unbeknownst to the family at all. They didn't know. He had a private stash. We bought everything. As a Westerner, I wouldn't even have been allowed to see it. I wouldn't even known about it. It was just one of those things, by having the kind of family connections that we have and the kind of partnerships that I've had and friendships over the last 44 years, that made this happen. Nobody else that I know of could even get this material. Now, that being said, we had in December 3 years ago, the December Today special was a big, bold Hubei necklace, sold out in 3 airings. What you're seeing ever since then is what I had left over, the residuals. I didn't have any big quantities. You're seeing the last hurrah here, guys. The absolute last hurrah as far as the last necklace I can do. That gentleman I was talking to you about, Simon, there's Simon and he's probably in his mid-30s there. That was in the 70s. And then the gentleman standing next to him was his mentor in America that actually got him involved in the American market. There's two miners and lapidarists that are still actually in the business, and that's actually at the Hubei mine, and that's in the 70s, and that's Simon in the 70s. You'll see a picture of, if you go through that door right there, which as a Westerner, I wouldn't even be allowed. In fact, nobody, the whole region is shut down, closed down. You're not even allowed in there. That, if you go through that red door that they've got open in there, that goes back into that mountain, and that is the mine. That's where the tunnels are. They're all back there. That's all closed down. That's what you call the magic door there. That is the door. You open that door, and that actually takes you back to the mine. Now, you see Kelly, he's in the red shirt. That's his brother. That's Simon's brother. There's Simon today. That was taken 3 years ago. And then his other brother, Dennis. And then the one on the very far right, that is the nephew. He's the one that brokered the deal with Simon's uncle, who we were able to get this material from. So it's one of those things. If you want Hubei in your collection, this is like rainbow calsilica. I'm just saying rainbow calsilica just so everybody knows. I mean, when I'm telling you, when it's gone, it's gone. I can tell you literally another 1,000 materials that I've used in my lifetime that you cannot buy right now, that there's none. I've got, in my man cave, in my studio, I have a collection of thousands and thousands and thousands of specimens of materials I've used over my lifetime. There are so many of them as you go down the specimen cases that is the only specimen. That's the only one you can get, or the only rough material that I have left. And that's the way Hubei is going to be. This is so highly collectible. This is so unique, but I don't want you, this was our last hurrah. I'll tell you a funny story. We just finished up, we're right in February, April, and May of next year. We had written December, and our beautiful buyer, Mandy, she said, she texted me the other day, said, Jay, is there any way that we can do a Hubei necklace for December? And she goes, I think I already know the answer, but I'm going to ask anyway. And of course, the answer was no. And here again, it all goes back to basics, right? You cannot design with stuff that you don't have, right? I can design all day. I can design all day, but I can't make it if I don't have the material. And this material, if you want this particular turquoise, I'm telling you, it's going out the door. They're not going to make any more of it. Chances of me making another discovery just to be able to get the material that we got 3 years ago, do you realize that was a miracle? Literally a miracle. It's amazing that it happened. I'm still amazed to this day that it happened. Otherwise, you wouldn't even have seen any Hubei at all. But we have been doing Hubei over the last few years, and I think that a lot of people that don't watch the show, they don't realize that that's not something, it's just a standard that we're going to be able to have. But I'm just giving everybody fair warning. And also on these, okay, you saw the ones that I have here on my set. You see the one that Ange is wearing, see the one that Sarah has. They're all going to be uniquely different in their own right, okay? There are no two of these that are going to be identical. It's just like the material. It's all very unique. They're all one-of-a-kind pieces.
Thank you so much for going over the story, because it is so exciting. And if you are brand new to HSN, if you haven't heard the Hubei story, it is really something very, very special. I want to give you a couple reasons to pick up the Hubei today. One is the smart deal. We don't have to do a smart deal on Hubei. I love that we have it for you today, which is helping you save $40 off our regular price. We also rarely have the matching earrings. So even if you already own one of the other Hubei necklaces, maybe today you get in on on the matching earrings. But what you have tonight is an opportunity of a lifetime. And I don't use that phrase lightly here. I've been presenting gemstones with you, shopping with you for over a decade on television. This is something that we'll be talking about years from now. And we will look back at this moment and we will say, remember when we had Hubei Turquoise? And it's gonna be gone in the blink of an eye. You will own something that you will cherish for years to come. It'll be your estate piece. This will be part of your heirloom collection. This will be that antique, vintage, genuine turquoise that you pass down to the next generation and the generation after that. And you're gonna have something that is very, very precious. I highly recommend you get in on this early. It's supposed to last the entire weekend, but due to its overwhelming popularity, it may not last very long at all. It's completely adjustable in the back. It's a graduated design. It's never gonna go out of style. Genuine turquoise is never going out of style, and Hubei Turquoise, that's like a 1 in a million. It's like finding that needle in a haystack. It's like winning the lottery of turquoise. You've got it here today. It's beautiful. And look at every single stone has that unique fingerprint, so it's instantly recognizable. I think you're gonna be so glad that you picked this up today. I'm so excited for all of you, because if you're a turquoise collector, your collection is not complete unless you add that Hubei. It's like the crown jewel of your turquoise collection. So highly recommend that. We've got a lot to get to in our second hour. And I know at midnight, it's not gonna be jewelry. It's gonna be a beautiful look at the Bose sound music system. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, let's get something pretty on and let's give you a glimpse of something blue. This is our beautiful